Hi, we're going to be working on an African-inspired wall hanging to kick off the Black History Month. And it's called a mud cloth hanging that we're going to be doing. And it's about a Bogo Lafini is an art form of a Bamana people from the African country of Mali. The traditional way of creating these cloths is to hand weave the cloth, hand dye it too, and plant with plant juices and mud. Mudcloth designs look abstract in style, but each pattern, shape, and color you see actually has a distinct meaning, and each cloth tells a story. So I was able to find some examples of patterns that you would find in the mudcloth art. And as you can see, the very simplistic geometric shapes. This one has added color to it, and each section has a different coloration and pattern. This one is very simplistic. If you ever get to flea markets, you'll notice some usually gentlemen, I haven't seen very many women sell this fabric. And they're really quite beautiful, and as you can see, very simple. This one has broken up patterns throughout the background. This one again, very simple dots, stripes, and this cross symbol. And here are a few more that, as you can see, all geometric shapes, really simple but beautiful. Now, I've been able to find just some of the meaning on the mudcloth, the symbols of the mudcloth. Now, these are just a few. It's not every symbol that I've been able to come across, but kind of gives you an idea. This one, which you just saw in one of the examples I was showing you, symbolizes luxury, and it represents pillows of wealthy women. So it's a very simple design. The next one symbolizes superiority and represents a bed of bamboo and millet leaves. This one symbolizes bravery, and it represents the belts of warriors. The one on the bottom symbolizes good fortune, just a zigzag pattern, and represents warfare. This one symbolizes bravery, and it represents the bones of snakes. And the last one symbolizes community and represents family surrounded by home. So you can see these are just a few of the symbols that you'll find on mudcloths, but I will download some more for you. So what I'm going to do with you is I had a paper bag that I actually cut around the handle. And so this is just, oh gosh, it's a World Market bag that I had, but it can be any grocery bag or any craft paper that you would have, which is a nice thick paper. And I thought the handle would be fun. If you didn't have a hole punch, you could also, instead of adding a handle, put 2 holes at the top and thread some yarn and then hang it up that way. So what you're going to do is I'm simply just painted the bag with some white paint. So all you'll need is white paint, black paint. You could use a pencil if you feel more comfortable drawing out your symbols first before you actually paint. And then that's about it, really, in the bag. So, and of course, a cloth that you can reuse. So after you've painted your bag, and I've chosen white, or you could do a black background. And then what we're going to do is you could use a paint pen, which is an option. You could use black paint, which is what I'm going to be using for the symbols. You could use crayon. You could use, I wouldn't suggest marker because adding marker to a paint surface is really bad for the marker and it's going to destroy it. So I wouldn't recommend that, but I will just keep this simple pattern here just to show you. And then some of the symbols, if you wanted to see the symbols again. Okay, but I'm just going to leave this here. So what you're going to do is you're going to find a nice, what I have is a brush, a flat brush. It would be great to use to make some nice straight lines, as opposed to using, well, you could use any kind of brush, but I'm just choosing this one for the project. Then just add a little tempera paint to a small cup, and then you're going to take your time and then start to do some symbols. Now you could do the same symbols that you see in this example. Sorry. Or you could even, if you had some mustard colored paint, you could use a little bit of brown tempera and a bit of yellow and mix this color, and then just use an ivory paint to do the symbols, or white. That also would work. So I'm just going to start actually with some stripes. So I'm going to dip my brush into my paint, and then make sure you have something right underneath your painting. And I'm going to draw a straight line and basically just just paint it the best you can. I'm going to add another stripe. And I'm breaking up the space on my painting. And just simply add a tiny bit more paint to your brush and continue it on. So you may want to switch a brush to, one that you can actually make some dots. And you can make your mud cloth hanging as long as you would like. You can do as much detail to it as you'd like also. Now I'm going to switch my brush and do vertical and horizontal stripes. You can make this as detailed as you want or as simple as you like. And you can just keep going until you need to load up your brush with paint. Perhaps add another stripe. Going from one end to the other, make sure that your paint touches each end of your paper, your craft paper. Take it right off to the edge if you run out of space. And if you run out of paint as you're painting, just load your brush up again, add a little bit more, and continue. Now, if you didn't want to paint your paper bag, you could just simply leave the bag the bag color and use like an off-white or white paint to your craft paper. I'll just fill this one up too. I think I have enough room for this end. Okay, and also what you could do is add some patterns close to the top. Watch. Oh. Oops. You could always touch that up with some white paint when that dries. I have a little clump there, so I can clean that up once my black paint dries. You gotta watch where your fingers go or else you're gonna get it all over the place. So be careful. I should have done this first, but I didn't. And that's okay. Actually, I'm going to add another part to that bottom. Oops. Whoop. Where was I going there? All right, I'll have to touch that up too. Okay. And there you have an African mudcloth wall hanging that you can put up on your wall. Okay, we're going to be doing a portrait of an African woman next week. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.